The Precigen share price reached record lows this week. You can see here that the stock has been savagely beaten down and has been trading at significant lows of around 66 cents, 68 cents and 69 cents. But as you can see, there seems to be an indication of somewhat of a recovery over the last week. Now, the first issue was around this BLA submission to the FDA for a treatment called PRGN 2012, which you can see on their pipeline now. Now, the key thing to note with PRGN 2012 is that the FDA actually gave special permission for Precigen to submit this under the accelerated pathway. It's a method for specific treatments that are in development that address significant unmet needs in the market. PRGN 2012 is supposed to address a significant unmet need for a condition known as RRP. And so you can see from this study here that the current cost for juvenile onset RRP is between 60,000 to 70,000. And that for adults is around 5,000 to 11,000 as well. And so this is an indication to the significant unmet need or the kind of cost saving that patients would potentially gain from the development of PRGN 2012, which is why it's been put under this quote unquote accelerated pathway by the FDA. There's also this study from 2021 which suggests the initial 2-year direct cost of treating RRP can be as high as $76,000, and this is on the NIC website. And so this is where the unique service proposition is with the treatment PRGN 2012, which is it's potentially going to help patients to avoid surgery and to avoid significant costs with an easily administered new treatment if it gets approved. And you can see from this statement by Helen Sabsavari, who is the CEO of Precigen, who refers to groundbreaking pivotal data which supports the potential of what could be the first ever FDA-approved therapy to treat RRP. And so with all of this backdrop of excitement, if you like, around PRGN 2012, there has been a level of panic in the market, as you can see from the kind of stock price, especially over the last kind of month or so, or even a little bit more than that, where it was trading up to and around, 1.5, maybe even $1.9. And here we are in a situation where we see it floating around the high 60s to kind of, the 70s as well. But Precigen had made an announcement kind of saying that we were, as shareholders, due to expect some kind of news around the BLA submission in the end or in and around the end of Q4. And so far we've heard absolutely nothing. And again, I think this is in part one of the reasons, and there are a number of other factors that I'll talk about a bit later in this video, which have caused the kind of sell-off that we've experienced over the last month or so as well. And so whether or not this announcement takes place at the end of Q4 or into Q1 of 2025, I don't think that really matters too much. I think one of the things that has been more concerning for investors, and again, I'll go into more detail as to why I'm not so concerned, is around the financing. Now you can see from this 10Q SEC form filed by Precigen that it states, we recently raised approximately 31.4 million in net proceeds in an offering of equity securities in August 2024. The net proceeds of the offering, together with our recently announced prioritization and streamlining of resources and cash on hand, are expected to fund our operations in early 2025. And then down here it states, in the event that our operating expenses are higher than anticipated, or our cost savings from the strategic prioritization and streamlining of resources are less than we anticipate, we may be required to implement contingency plans within our control to conserve and or enhance our liquidity to meet operating needs, including potential financing. The capital that they raised through the shareholder offering of equity, which raised 30 million, should only really, and this is just a projection from Precigen, last until the first quarter, and that they are, and we've just seen from this information right here on this SEC form, that they are actively looking for financing. It could be on one hand that this financing comes from an external partner, which I will discuss what they're doing about a bit later on in this video, or it could come from Randal Kirk himself. He has historically, and I've mentioned this previously, leveraged this LLC called Third Security LLC, which is the highest shareholder of Precigen, across a number of projects, And so you can see from the Third Security website that Randal Kirk is chairman and senior managing director of Third Security LLC. He also has a net worth of 1.3 billion according to Forbes, and he's been bankrolling Precigen since 2005 when it was known as Intrexon. And so going back to this point around potential partnerships that Precigen may be exploring, you can see from this screenshot that in the top left there is the date and it states the conference agenda right next to it. You can see where Precigen are on this conference, and in the bottom left you can see that it says JP Morgan. Now what this basically is a conference agenda for the 43rd annual JP Morgan conference focused around healthcare. And you can see right here on jpmorgan.com that it states, this premier conference is the largest and most informative healthcare investment symposium in the industry. It connects global industry leaders, emerging fast growth companies, and innovative technology creators and members of the investment community. And so as you can see, Precigen are making moves to try and secure funding from external sources. And personally I think that this would be Randal Kirk's preferred option. He has been bankrolling Precigen since 2005 when it was named Intrexon, and he's probably ploughed in around $500 to $900 million into this project so far, which is why I think that this would be his preferred option. Now, in the next video, I'm going to go into a lot more details about some more kind of catalysts, some more things to consider around Precigen, which may impact share price. But look, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.